AFC North, let's zero in there. The question is, was last year in Cincinnati a fluke? That's the big issue. I don't think it was a fluke. It was just a case of Burrow in his second year getting better as a quarterback, finally got healthy after the significant knee injury as a rookie. And now they've added 3 offensive linemen in the draft and in free agency to fix what was the weak link in that team. And Burrow took a bad beating as a rookie. He took a pounding in his second year, and yet he did very well. But they got every ingredient you want. This kid, Jamar Chase from LSU, he had 1,300 yards receiving last year. And they got a veteran running back in Joe Mixon, although I think they're going to be a throw-first offense. I think Cincinnati's for real. They got a lot of young guns on the defense that they've drafted. They solved the contract issue with their top safety, Jesse Bates, who's going to come back and play on the franchise tag. So I believe that they are for real. I don't think it was a one-hit wonder in Cincinnati. Now, Baltimore, they got Lamar Jackson. They're finally healthy at running back. They lost all their running backs in training camp last year, and then they lost offensive linemen on top of it. Well, everybody who was hurt last year, including their star left tackle, Ronnie Stanley, is back. And all those running backs are back. And Lamar is back, and he continues to grow as a quarterback. I think they've got enough wide receivers to complement the greatness of that quarterback who throws it, who runs it, makes things happen. And all we need to do is review history. John Harbaugh builds defenses, and they make a lot of moves. They move young players in, they move older players out. They seem to have a sense when it's time to move on. He's got great linebacking. He's got great help in the secondary. Baltimore is vintage Baltimore, and now that everybody's healthy, I think they're going to be a close second-place team to the Bengals. In Cleveland, they got Myles Garrett. They got Jadeveon Clowney. They may have the best collection of young DBs, corners, and safeties in the league. But offensively, there is no Deshaun Watson. And granted, they got 2 running backs, and Nick Chubb is pretty good, and Kareem Hunt is pretty good as a 1A guy. They got some wide receivers, not as many as you'd like, but they don't have Deshaun Watson. That means Jacoby Brissett has to carry it for 11 weeks. And he's adequate at best. I think that they're going to be really short on firepower offensively. Cleveland's going to have to lean on that defense, and I think it's tough on Kevin Stefanski as the head coach. I got Cleveland third. Pittsburgh, it's different time. Life after Ben Roethlisberger now officially begins. All 3 of their quarterbacks had really competitive camps and did pretty well. I'm talking about Mitch Trubisky, and then obviously Mason Rudolph, and then the rookie out of the University of Pittsburgh, Ken Pickett. But here's the big issue. Trubisky's been with a couple of teams already. He's been a starter in Buffalo and Chicago and failed. So do you think going to Pittsburgh is going to make a difference? I'm not sure. I will say this, though, about Mason Rudolph. He's a 3rd or 4th year guy out of Oklahoma State, and he was adequate. He was pretty representative when he had to replace Roethlisberger when Ben went down. He's competitive. He can manage games. I don't know that he's going to throw for 350 and things like that. And in terms of Pickett, I know the popular thing right now in downtown Pittsburgh is play that kid. Well, that kid did okay in preseason, but that was against free agents and guys about to be released. Tell you, opening day NFL, that's a whole different ball of wax for a rookie quarterback. Pickett may play somewhere during the course of the season, but it's weird for me to say Pittsburgh Steelers, last place Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah. Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season in his history in Pittsburgh, and they've rebuilt that thing a couple of different times. But so you got uncertainty at quarterback. They do have a heavy-duty running back in Najee Harris. Obviously got some pretty good young wide receivers. I think they've got one of the worst offensive lines in football. And I don't know if they're going to be able to protect whomever the starting quarterback is. Trubisky will start. And if there's problems there, then Mason Rudolph will be the backer. So I got the Bengals for real. I got Baltimore chasing them. I got Cleveland a distant third. Browns might be a 500 football team. I got Pittsburgh holding up the rear. And John Raleigh says.
And my take on this is I'm rooting for the Bengals. I mean, not just because they're the front runner and they've got Burrow, but I mean, look at that division. I mean, Pittsburgh has won how many Super Bowls? I mean, it's what, like they've got at least 5, right? And then Baltimore's got a couple of them, I believe. Now, granted, Cleveland hasn't had any Super Bowls, but they've won NFL championships. What have the Bengals won? I mean, they've been in the Super Bowl twice in the 80s. They're like a team that they deserve their turn. And now they finally got a marquee quarterback. So, hey, why not the Bengals?
Yeah, I think the Bengals have indeed arrived.